Hello everybody, it's the Gruppeteer, and I'm back again with the Steven Universe vlog for what seems like the first time in forever, because it's been a while, even though if I look at a calendar, it was probably like 3 weeks ago. But anyway, well, when I watched it, it was the leaks. The last time I watched it was the leaks, so yeah, it's been a while. Anyway, I digress. Today's episode is Deadbeat Dad, and in this episode, Steven and Sour Cream are putting stuff together for a DJ show that Sour Cream is going to have later in the day, when Yellowtail comes up and he's all kinds of yapping and stuff, and they get in a fight, and Sour Cream's, kind of mad that Yellowtail doesn't accept that, he wants to be a DJ and not a fisherman. Oh, dang. Classic family dilemmas. I've been there, you've been there. We've all been to the old, I want to be a DJ, he wants me to be a fisherman. It's happened to all of us. This is pretty relatable. Anyway, so they go to Greg's car wash, and there they meet Marty, back from Story for Steven, not Song for Steven. Back from Story for Steven, who's now all old and gross and looks like a Ralph Bakshi character, and he comes up and he's, hey, how you doing, hey. Okay, he's not Italian, but he looks like one of them sleazy old guys. And he comes to give Greg this little envelope, but he's interrupted by his son, his real son, Sour Cream. Well, I guess he doesn't have a fake son, but you know what I mean. He's interrupted by Sour Cream, who comes up and he's like, whoa, Dad, what the heck are you doing here? And through a whole bunch of stuff, Sour Cream is going to be managed and DJ'd and all kinds of fun stuff by Marty, who was, as you remember, the manager for Greg when he was Mr. Universe, so, his show. So Marty, he kind of takes over the whole operation. He gets new groupies. Well, he lets Steven be a groupie, but he has all kinds of new groupies and roadies come in. He finds a new place to set up the concert instead of in the old rave mill or wherever they had it in the Alone Together, I think it was. And he sets up the show. So he goes out to introduce everybody. There's all kinds of people there, but that tricky Marty, he didn't even want to see Sour Cream succeed at all. He just wanted to promote his guaca-cola or his guacamole soda or something like that because he's a bad guy. So he goes out there and he sabotages the entire show, and everybody drinks the guacamole soda, and everybody dies. What's that? And everybody dies, and it's pretty bad. So Steven saves everybody from death because Marty leaves, and then Yellowtail comes in and gives him the equipment, and Sour Cream plays the DJ stuff, and nobody's dead anymore. And then there's this really weird scene at the end where Greg gets $10 million. What? Okay. So, this episode was something else. Was this? I'm not gonna say I like this one too much. It was in between. The second Marty comes in, he's up to something. Like it's not a surprise when you see him, turn in the end and he's like, oh hey, guess what? Drink guaca-cola or whatever it is, guacamole soda, avocado soda, something like that. It's no surprise when you see him do that. I mean, really, it's not like he did any legitimately heartfelt things for Sour Cream. The entire time, Steven doubts the character. Even when he gets the the little groupie coupon, he's still like, oh, all right, I guess you're cool. But like, you don't see Marty legitimately try to be nice to his son. You could say, oh, he got him a big poster, and he got him all these groupie things. Yeah, he did, but he says at the end that this was all me. This was all my operation that I did, and so that might make the point even more apparent. But like the fact that he forgets to mention his name, he forgets to remember Sour Cream's name a whole bunch. The fact that he doesn't like to acknowledge Sour Cream as his son. I'm going to take a wild guess and say that he's not exactly thinking of Sour Cream in this situation, no matter what he does for Sour Cream. I think Sour Cream's just a little pawn in the old Marty scheme, so no, don't think Marty's a redeemable character. Okay, side note, maybe this is a good example, I guess, this episode, but why do TV shows or movies always do like the old, oh, this character's good now, and then he turns bad? Why do they do that and always have one character that still doubts that the person's good. You know that means that the audience is going to doubt that the person's good, right? If everybody believes that the person's good, then the audience is going to believe that too. But if there's one person that's still like, I don't think he's good, he did something bad in the past, then the audience already knows that he did something bad in the past, and they're going to latch onto that character as the most relatable one because they know that he done bad stuff in the past because they can't be as easily, brought over as that one character is. Why don't people understand that when they write stories? This episode isn't the best example, but if you're watching this and you're like an aspiring writer and your like goal in life is to make the greatest switch around story ever, how about you do a favor and have every single character in the movie believe this person's good, or because if there's one person that doesn't believe it's good, then the audience is gonna think he's bad. Why do writers do this? I don't even write I don't even write screenplays for television. I know this. I'm not a certified writer. I'm not a writer that works at Cartoon Network and gets paid hopefully large amount of money for the amazing stories they write almost weekly for Steven Universe. But this wasn't a good example. Why do people do that? Is that a personal thing? Or is that, like, a thing that you guys noticed, too? I don't know. Maybe. Okay. I digress. Anyway, so yeah, there's that. That just really irks me whenever a show does that. The whole he turned good, but now he's not storyline. It bugs me, personally. I can't think of too much else to say about this episode, and I guess that's maybe my problem with it. It's a little bland. It's nothing you really haven't seen too much before in an episode. It's nice to see the thing at the end where Yellowtail and Sour Cream get along, and Sour Cream calls Yellowtail his dad. That's really nice. That's really nice. As someone who doesn't have a stepdad, I'm guessing that it's a big thing to hear your stepson call you dad and not, your actual name. I'm guessing that's a big thing. I saw it on Modern Family once, so I'm guessing so. And, besides that, really, this is a short vlog. There's not that much to this episode. It's alright. It's cool to see Marty again, I guess, but besides that, there's nothing really interesting about this episode at all, to be honest, except for the one thing at the end, which I'm saving till the end of the vlog. So, no joke, the last 10 seconds of this episode is, because like I said before, Marty came to town to give Greg this letter, and he gets interrupted, and then the whole story sets up. So literally, like, the last 10 seconds of this episode, Marty walks up to Greg, and he's like, here's an envelope I have to give you. And Greg's like, what's inside of it? And he's like, a check for $10 million! And it, like, zooms in, and then, like, the episode just ends right there. And at the time of this vlog, obviously, the next episode hasn't came out. Is that gonna, like, lead into, like, a really big storyline? Or is that just, like, a one-off joke? Or, like, the way they ended it just like that was really, really weird. Like, they didn't even do the star out. Like, how they go, doo! They were just like, $10 million! And they just ended it right there. It was like, they're probably gonna do something with it in the next episode. Tonight's episode, which is supposed to be a musical number. But, if they're not, and that was just a one-off joke, I'm going to be really, really confused to why they did that. So, overall, personally, this episode really didn't do anything for me. But if you liked it, that's pretty neat. So, I will see you guys later. There'll probably be a new vlog every single day this week because this is a new Steven Bomb. However, like I said, I'm going to be in Los Angeles for a large portion of this week, starting tomorrow, actually. So, some of these vlogs might be done in a hotel room right next to the LAX airport. So, oh well, it's still me. Why do the vlogs where I'm not in the studio get less views than the ones where I am? It's me. It's my opinions you want, right? Or you just want to see the pop figures? Because I can put a tarp over those. Get out of here. If you like the video, just get out of here.